In the autumn of 1914, the world was already at war. But if you walked the streets of London, Paris, or Berlin, you wouldn't hear anyone calling it World War I. To them, it was a regional crisis in the Balkans. Most people believed the diplomats would settle it, or that the boys would be home by Christmas. History has a way of hiding the big picture from the people living inside it. We wait for a grand declaration, a single moment where a leader steps to a podium and says, "Today, the World War begins." But that's not how it happens. Fast forward to today, 2026. Look at your feed. We call these unrelated events. But are we just like the citizens of 1914? Are we living through the opening chapters of World War III without even knowing it? If you look at the globe today, you don't see one war. You see a dozen flame-ups. But look closer. They are all connected by the same players, the same weapons, and the same high stakes. In the Middle East, the shadow war has come into the light. The United States and Iran are locked in a high-stakes standoff that threatens the world's energy supply. Meanwhile, Israel is no longer fighting on one front. It is a seven-front war, facing off against coordinated proxies from Lebanon and Gaza to Yemen and Iraq. It is a regional wildfire that is one spark away from a direct superpower clash. Look at Central Asia. Even places once considered stable are erupting. The tension between Pakistan and Afghanistan has shattered into border skirmishes and airstrikes, creating a vacuum of instability in a nuclear-armed region. In the Pacific, the drumbeats are getting louder. China is perfecting gray zone tactics around Taiwan, using massive naval exercises and drone swarms to mask what many fear is a rehearsal for a total blockade. The world's economy hangs by a thread as the US shifts its carrier groups to protect the semiconductors that power our modern lives. And then there is the anchor of it all, Ukraine. Entering its fifth year of conflict, this is no longer a border dispute. It is a war of attrition involving the entire NATO industrial base against a Russia that has fully transitioned to a war economy. In 1941, you could point to a map and see the Axis versus the Allies. In 2026, it's more subtle, but the alliances are just as real. Russia uses Iranian drones to strike Kyiv. China provides the economic lifeline for Moscow to keep its factories running. The US moves its military assets across the globe like pieces on a chessboard, trying to plug leaks in a dam that is starting to burst. We are seeing a global realignment. These aren't isolated tensions. This is a synchronized challenge to the global order. When you have major conflicts on every continent, involving every major superpower, what else do you call it? In the 20th century, you knew you were at war because bombs fell from the sky. In 2026, warfare is hybrid. It's the state-sponsored hacker group taking down a hospital's records. It's the cognitive warfare designed to turn citizens against each other via algorithms. It's the economic blockade of vital technology. If you can collapse a rival's economy and disable their infrastructure without firing a single bullet, is that still peace? Or is it just a war that hasn't been named yet? Imagine a history student in the year 2100. They open their digital textbook to the chapter titled The Great Realignment, 2022 to 2028. They won't see the Ukraine war and the Iran crisis and the Taiwan standoff as separate things. They will see them as the front lines of a single global struggle for the future of the world. They will wonder why we, in 2026, sat in our cafes, and scrolled through our phones, thinking we were living in a time of peace. The terrifying reality is that a world war is rarely recognized until it's too late to stop the momentum. We aren't waiting for the war to start. We are waiting for the moment we finally admit it's already here. What do you think? Are we sleepwalking again? Or has the nature of war changed so much that the old labels don't even apply anymore? Leave a comment below. Let's talk about it before history decides for us.